Every story has its heart, and sometimes that heart beats in the quiet, overlooked moments. In Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, one of the most touching and telling moments is the story of Gertie, a dear cat rescued. Though entirely optional, this small, intimate detail carries significant weight when examining Kat's character, her past, and her motivations. Gertie's story may seem like a minor detail, but could it be the key to understanding Kat's pain and the group's ultimate act of defiance? Let's explore the role this young fawn might play in the bigger picture. Who is Gertie? Gertie is a deer that Kat rescued after leaving home. Following an argument with her mother, Kat ran away and spent the night behind the library, where she awoke to find a wounded fawn at her side. Gertie had a bite mark on her leg, an injury that, in Kat's mind, would have been ignored by men like her father. This moment formed an immediate bond between them. Despite never thinking she'd return home, Kat ultimately did so, for Gertie and for the countless other deer that she had seen die on her family's hunting ranch. To Kat, Gertie was more than just an animal. She was a symbol of innocence and a rare source of companionship. Kat admits that before meeting Swan, Autumn, and Nora, Gertie was her only friend. Her emotional attachment is clear in her chilling promise.
And I will never let them kill her.
But given the nature of the ranch, it's likely that Gertie's days are numbered. Even with the limited details we have about Gertie, we can still explore her significance to Kat and consider how her story might unfold in Tape 2. The most obvious theory surrounding Gertie is that she didn't survive the summer of 1995. A hunting ranch exists for one purpose: to breed and kill animals for sport. The ranch itself is referenced multiple times throughout Tape 1, reinforcing its importance to Kat's story. Given that Kat explicitly states she would never let them kill Gertie, it stands to reason that something might have happened to her. In a Lost Records trailer, we were shown footage of a huge fire that hasn't yet occurred in Tape 1, so it's very likely we're going to see that unfold in Tape 2. The theory that this fire was sparked by an act of revenge for Gertie makes sense in this context. Perhaps the girls, knowing Gertie was in danger, returned to the ranch in the middle of the night to free her and the other deer. In the chaos, a fire may have broken out, either intentionally as an act of destruction or accidentally during their escape. The fire, whether an accident or an act of rage, would have been a breaking point, a culmination of the anger, grief, and rebellion the girls had been bottling up all summer. If this theory holds, then Gertie isn't just a symbol for Kat. She becomes the catalyst for the group's biggest and most dangerous action. Even if Gertie's fate isn't directly tied to the fire, her presence in the story serves a greater purpose. Kat sees herself in Gertie, wounded, alone, and vulnerable in a world that sees them as expendable. Just as she protected Gertie, her friends now protect her. The parallels between Kat's journey and Gertie's survival are undeniable. Kat was left to fend for herself emotionally, much like Gertie would have been if she hadn't intervened. The pain Kat felt watching the deer at her family's ranch die year after year mirrors her own suffering. Stuck in a place that viewed her as something to be tamed or discarded. And just like Gertie, Kat found something unexpected: friendship. The group became her safety net, her defenders, and her reason to keep going. This makes her story all the more tragic when we consider that Kat likely loses Gertie in Tape 2, either to the ranch or to the events that follow. It's a cruel cycle, one that Kat has fought her entire life to break free from. While Gertie's death or attempted rescue may have been the breaking point, the fire itself could have stemmed from more than just a single event. Perhaps it was a final stand against a system that had taken too much from them. Kat's freedom, her trust in her family, and the innocence of the deer raised to die. There's also the possibility that the fire wasn't started by the girls at all. Could it have been an act of retaliation from someone else, perhaps Kat's father or Corey? If the girls were caught trespassing and attempting to release the deer, it's not impossible to imagine that a confrontation escalated into something much worse. Maybe the fire was a cover-up, a way to erase the evidence of what really happened that night. No matter the cause, it seems undeniable that the fire and Kat's story with Gertie are intertwined. Gertie's story may be optional, but its emotional impact on Kat is huge. Whether or not the fire was directly linked to her fate, Gertie represents something much larger. Kat's fight for survival, her unwillingness to conform, and the deep-rooted pain that followed her throughout the summer of 1995. If Gertie truly was the spark that led to the fire, then her role in Lost Records' Bloom and Rage is far more than a hidden detail. It's the silent, tragic force that drove Kat and her friends towards an irreversible act of defiance. And if she wasn't, then she remains something just as powerful. The first and last thing Kat ever truly fought to save. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it on Lost Records and other games, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps out a lot. Thank you so much for watching.